There's something about the English countryside, where time slows and beauty lingers quietly in the corners. Here life unfolds in shades of blue and white. Gingham curtains swaying with the breeze, chintz cushions worn soft by years of comfort, and the scent of lavender drifting through open windows. This isn't just a house. It's a memory stitched together with care. A place where the ordinary becomes tender, and every detail whispers, "You're home." Welcome to a cottage that remembers how to rest, how to breathe, how to make you fall in love with simplicity again. Books line the shelves like old friends waiting to be remembered. A striped armchair leans toward the window, bathed in lilac-tinted light, as if the whole room has paused, just to listen to the quiet turning of a page. A wicker basket spills over with yarn and hydrangeas, threads of life soft and ordinary, woven into afternoons that never hurry. Here even stillness feels like company. On the weathered wood, a vase of blue and violet blooms catches the last of the day's glow. It's not grandeur that fills this cottage. It's gentleness, the kind that lingers long after the light fades. Books in shades of sky and lilac rest quietly on the old beam shelf. Lavender leans close, as if listening to stories it once inspired. Here time speaks softly, one turned page at a time. Hands smooth the quilt, blue chintz faded and familiar. It smells of linen and sun, of quiet mornings and years well kept. This is tenderness made visible, a life lived gently. Light spills over checkered curtains and worn wood. Teapots wait by the sill, their porcelain blooms echoing the garden outside. The air hums with the comfort of home, warm, unhurried, kind. Glass jars and lilac china stand in perfect calm. Even flour and oats seem to belong to a slower rhythm. In this cottage, beauty isn't placed, it's lived. Morning finds its way through blue gingham curtains, spilling softly across the old farmhouse sink. Lavender leans in from a vase by the sill, and the room exhales the scent of soap, linen, and sunlight. It's the kind of calm that doesn't announce itself, just arrives and stays. Light ripples across worn wood and polished copper. where vegetables wait to be washed, and teapots gleam like quiet witnesses to everyday grace. Each object has a story. Each mark on the counter remembers a meal, a laugh, a life once shared here. Another window opens to the garden, lavender, lace, and the hum of a slow afternoon. A pot simmers softly on the stove, and for a moment, time feels like it has forgotten how to move. You can almost hear the rhythm of a gentle life, the sound of home breathing. Jars line the wall in patient rows, flower, oats, tea leaves, each one a small promise of comfort. Baskets overflow with bread and memory, and the air feels full of warmth, as if kindness itself had taken root in the walls. Morning spills through lace curtains, settling softly on a wooden table laid with blue chintz china. The air smells faintly of bread and lavender, a kind of peace you can taste. The bed, wrapped in patchwork blues and creams, seems to hold every season of comfort. Sunlight brushes across the quilt like a whisper, and time pauses just long enough to remember. Lavender rests by the mirror, its reflection bathed in the slow shimmer of day. Curtains dance gently in the breeze, and for a moment the room feels alive, like the house itself is breathing. Steam curls from a blue chintz teacup, the scent of warmth and quiet mornings. Here beauty doesn't try, it simply is. This is where the light stays, and the heart finds home again. Morning unfolds in soft shades of blue and cream. A lamp glows beside the bed, its light spilling gently over chintz pillows and weathered wood. The room smells of lavender and old paper, a tender echo of lives lived slowly and well. Books rest in quiet piles, their pages curled by time and touch. The candle flickers like a heartbeat, casting gold across the floral walls. Here even silence feels like company. By the window, blooms lean toward the light, their purple and green whispering of summer fields. A breeze stirs the lace curtain, soft, deliberate kind. This is how beauty lives in old cottages. Not perfect but patient. Down the stairs, the afternoon light gathers quietly. Baskets, umbrellas, worn rugs, all standing like old friends, familiar and dear. The scent of flowers follows you to the door, and you realize this isn't just a house, it's a memory that still breathes. Morning light drifts through the doorway, resting on a blue-painted table, where flowers lean and lace falls like memory. Every petal, every page, holds the hush of a home that loves to listen. Wicker baskets, soft pillows, and the faint scent of lavender greet the day. This hallway doesn't rush. It waits like an old friend for footsteps that mean something. The wooden clock ticks softly, not keeping time, but keeping peace. The wallpaper blooms behind it, and the whole house breathes in rhythm with its steady heart. Beyond the hall, gingham curtains open to fields of green and gold. A wicker sofa waits in the sun, and the air feels like forgiveness. Here the day stands still, and somehow that's enough. A soft rustle, a green watering can, and the scent of lavender waking with the light. Wicker baskets cradle life, ferns, herbs, and memories that still grow quietly. Curtains lift with the breeze, and sunlight spills across woven mats. Beyond the open door, a small table waits beneath climbing vines, as if time itself has stepped out to rest. Blue gingham cushions, a basket of bread, books stacked beneath lace and light. It's the kind of stillness that hums with life, where peace has texture and scent. Lavender, basil, hydrangeas, each potted in old wooden crates. The air feels alive here, like the garden has wandered in and decided to stay. Threads of lavender and blue rest beside lace curtains, waiting for hands that stitch slowly, with care and memory. The air is soft here, a hush made of morning light and time well spent. Beside the open door, a gramophone hums its golden tune into the garden. Wicker, linen, chintz, each texture holds the story of calm days and gentle hours. woven baskets, soft cushions, and sunlight draping itself across the old wooden floor. The cottage feels alive, not loud, but quietly sure of its own grace. A clawfoot tub waits beneath a lace-framed window. Lavender candles, soft light, the kind of peace that finds you when you finally stop looking for it. The water drips softly, not a leak but a lullaby. Lavender leans close, its scent mingling with the brass and marble. The room feels half asleep, bathed in the hush between moments. Curtains whisper, candles flicker, and the world outside fades into green. Here warmth lives in still water, and peace wears the color of soft blue. Steam rises golden against the tiles. Folded towels rest like gentle promises. Every droplet, every breath seems to slow the clock, as if the house itself exhales with you. Through gingham curtains, the garden leans in, pink blooms, sunlit leaves. A copper faucet gleams beneath morning light, and time once again feels kind. Evening light settles softly on the vanity. Candles flicker beside brass taps and hydrangeas in bloom. The mirror holds 1,000 quiet mornings, the kind that begin with care, not hurry. By the farmhouse sink, lace curtains sway with the breath of the garden. Copper taps gleam, and wicker baskets hum with purpose. Even work feels tender here, like love expressed through motion. A pot of fern rests upon a faded scarf, the scent of soap and wood mingling with lavender air. Every detail whispers warmth, reminding you that home isn't grand, it's gentle. A floral apron, the hum of an iron, steam rising in golden light. This is the poetry of ordinary days, soft, slow, and beautifully human. Jars line the wooden shelf, each holding a story, twine, herbs, lavender, care. The air smells faintly of linen and sun-warmed wood. It's the quiet order of a life made by hand. outside. Flowers bloom beneath gingham curtains. Their colors spill gently into the room. Like kindness you can see. Every petal sways in rhythm with the breeze. A lullaby of simple days. Clay pots and watering cans rest beside. Wild lavender and garden soil. It's not perfect, and that's what makes it beautiful. This is the heart of slow living, where time and touch still matter. The path curves home through lavender and roses. White gates, climbing vines, a sky that holds no hurry. Here nostalgia isn't a memory. It's the scent of the earth, still warm from the day. The morning drifts in quietly, folding itself over gingham curtains and linen cushions. A vase of wild blooms leans toward the light. Soft, simple, endlessly kind. Here time doesn't rush. It settles. Books breathe softly from the shelves. Their faded spines warmed by the sun. A striped armchair waits by the window, the kind of place where thoughts slow down, and every page feels like a familiar sigh. Wicker and wool, flowers and threads. Small comforts gathered together. The air smells faintly of lavender and tea, the kind of peace you don't notice until it's wrapped gently around you. Light softens as it leaves the room, resting on a vase of lilac and blue. This is what home feels like. Quiet gratitude, a memory still warm to the touch. On rough wood, soft pastels gather. Books, teacups, a vase of lavender. Each object hums with gentle purpose, like notes in a quiet song only morning can hear. A quilt brushed by careful hands, the weight of care stitched into every thread. This isn't decor, it's devotion, love remembered in the folds of fabric. The scent of tea and sunlight mingles with blue gingham curtains. Porcelain and plants share the sill, watching over a day that asks nothing but presence. Old wood, clear glass, lilac prints. Simple things arranged with quiet pride. It's a hymn to the everyday, to the beauty of being enough. The day begins in quiet light. Blue gingham curtains sway gently, and lavender brushes the glass as if greeting the morning. The farmhouse sink hums with warmth, a still rhythm that only old houses remember. Sunlight lingers on the wood, where teacups wait and copper pots glow. The scent of herbs and soap fills the air, and everything feels exactly where it's meant to be. Outside, the garden leans close, its colors reflected in the blue chintz cups and soft plates. Steam rises from a quiet kettle, and the house feels alive. Not loud, just content. Rows of glass jars catch the light, each one holding a story. Sugar, oats, tea, and the comfort of repetition. It's a still life of peace and purpose, where simplicity becomes art. Blue gingham and white linen rest upon weathered oak, each plate waiting patiently for laughter. The flowers in the vase lean toward the sun, as if they too are listening for familiar voices. Pillows stack like clouds, a blanket of chintz folded with care. The air feels soft, like the hush before a story begins, one told not with words, but with the creak of floorboards and morning light. Through the lace curtain, the garden breathes green and gold. A mirror catches the glow, reflecting 1,000 small memories that live quietly within these painted walls. A cup of tea, steam curling into still air. The world slows and suddenly, everything feels possible again. This is the language of blue, calm comfort and home. The first light spills softly across blue chintz and linen. A lamp hums quietly beside the bed, and every petal in the vase seems to remember yesterday's sun. The air feels warm not from heat, but from the kind of comfort only time can make. On the nightstand, a candle burns low, its flame trembling against old wallpaper. Books sleep open beside it, their stories mingling with the scent of lavender. Here, stillness has its own language. Light filters through lace, touching every petal, every worn brush of paint. The blooms rest quietly, content just to exist, as if they know this house is their home too. Down the hall, baskets in bloom share their quiet rhythm. The air hums with calm, the kind that doesn't fade, the kind that stays long after. Soft light slips through the door, touching flowers, books, and woven baskets below. The lace runner glows pale against worn wood, a quiet hymn to the passing hours. Coats, hats, baskets, little keepsakes of everyday life, each one a story of arrivals and returns, of warmth that greets you before the words do. His face marked by years, its tick a lullaby for the walls. It doesn't count seconds here. It holds them gently, so they last a little longer. Through the gingham curtains, fields shimmer under the softest light. The sofa, the woven baskets, the scent of tea. It's not perfection that lives here, but peace. The day begins with the sound of water, a gentle pour, a whisper of green leaves. Baskets brim with ferns and lavender, and the world outside feels close, almost within reach. Light filters through gingham curtains, soft as a memory. The garden beyond glows like a painting, and every chair, every shadow, seems to invite a quiet pause. Hands brush soil from terracotta pots. The scent of hydrangea drifts through the open glass. It's here, between still air and gentle color, that the soul of the cottage feels most alive. Wooden crates stacked in humble grace, each holding something growing, something loved. It's more than a collection of plants. It's a reminder that calm can bloom anywhere. The table holds a still life of calm, skeins of thread, a basket of straw, and lace that catches the morning breeze. Every color, every shadow, feels like an old lullaby remembered. Music spills gently into the garden, curling around the scent of lilac and sun. You could close your eyes here and feel time fold quietly, the present and the past holding hands. Blue chintz cushions lean into wicker arms, and the light, golden and slow, touches everything with kindness. This isn't just decor. It's belonging made visible. Water shimmers in the tub, surrounded by flowers and brass taps that gleam like memory. It's the perfect ending to a quiet day. A soft exhale, a return to self. A single drop gathers at the brass spout, falling softly into silence. Beside it, lavender waits, a quiet companion to the day's first thought. Candles hum low, and the tub holds more than water. It holds stillness, a soft retreat from everything beyond these walls. Steam wraps the room like a secret, and the scent of soap and herbs weaves through the air. Towels folded with care, like someone loved the idea of your rest. Gingham curtains, copper glow, the scent of lavender and sunlight. Through the glass, the world feels near but never intrusive. This is where time softens and stays. In the hush of the afternoon, the vanity glows beneath the calm of flickering light. Lavender leans in from the window, and the room feels wrapped in kindness. Water runs softly, and through the lace curtain, the garden answers in color and scent. Here even chores feel sacred, acts of quiet devotion to the life you've built. Clay pots, linen and ferns, a still life painted by light. Every object, every texture, remembers the touch of care. Hand smooth fabric as the steam rises. The pattern of blue and white folds under the soft weight of time. It's work, yes, but also love, woven into the rhythm of living slowly. Glass jars shimmer in the softest light, filled with the tools of everyday grace. Each one hums quietly of work done gently, and lives tended with patience. Blue-checked curtains frame a view of joy. Violet blooms, white daisies, a whisper of breeze. Even the window seems to smile, as if it knows what it means to belong. An old bench, a watering can dent it from use, and rows of pots waiting for green life to return. There's beauty in the unfinished, hope in the ordinary. Lavender lines the walkway. Roses climb toward the eaves. The air is thick with summer and memory, and for a moment, the whole world feels kind again. Morning sunlight slips across the room, touching blue gingham and white linen with tenderness. Every cushion, every petal, seems to remember someone's laughter from long ago. The shelves are heavy with stories, each one whispering in shades of soft blue. A chair by the window holds the stillness, where thoughts wander and hearts quietly mend. A basket of yarn, a bouquet of hydrangeas, gentle proof that beauty often hides in the simplest corners. The house breathes slowly, content in its own quiet rhythm. By the window, lilacs catch the fading gold of day. Nothing here is hurried, nothing too perfect, just the soft hum of life, the warmth of a home that remembers. A rustic shelf holds the soft weight of stories and petals. Lavender whispers between the spines. Every color a memory, every cup a pause. A gentle hand folds the quilt, and the room exhales the warmth of a well-loved life. Blue chintz and linen, sunlight and patience. It's the language of stillness. Steam rises from a quiet cup. Curtains sway like old friends sharing secrets. The light here isn't bright, it's kind. Glass jars gleam softly, holding the poetry of ordinary things. Flour, sugar, tea, small keepsakes of living well. This is the cottage's heart, humble, timeless, at peace. Morning light settles softly on pale blue cabinets, on gingham curtains that whisper with every breeze. A jug of lavender watches over the sink, the first color of the day, the scent of calm itself. Copper pots gleam quietly, and fresh vegetables rest like gifts from the earth. Every surface tells a story, of meals shared, of laughter unhurried, of living that feels whole. By the window, blue chintz teacups catch the sun. The air is soft with warmth and time. You can almost hear the kettle sigh, a reminder that beauty can live in the simplest moment. Glass jars line the wall in tender order. Flour beside oats, tea beside sugar. Each label written by hand. Each basket holding more than food. Holds care. It holds the soul of the home. Sunlight wanders across the table, touching each plate, each petal with tenderness. Blue china, pale linen, the gentle poetry of ordinary things. By the window, quilts bloom in shades of sky and sage. The scent of lavender lingers in the folds, and the soft hum of morning feels like prayer. Lace curtains breathe in the breeze, their shadows tracing gentle patterns on worn wood. The mirror reflects a world half dream, half memory, a glimpse of time perfectly content to stay still. A steaming cup rests quietly on the bedside table. Outside, the light softens. Inside, peace settles in the smallest details. A room, a cup, a morning wrapped in blue. Soft light folds over the room, blue, white, and the faintest blush of morning. Pillows bloom like gardens in fabric form, and the bedside lamp glows with the warmth of a well-loved story. A single flame flickers by a stack of books, gold light meeting weathered pages. You can almost feel the hush, a peace that settles deep, where even the walls seem to listen. By the window, lavender and hydrangea whisper. A soft breeze moves through the lace, carrying the scent of something old, something kind. At the bottom of the stairs, the light lingers. Wicker baskets, wildflowers, and worn rugs. Proof that beauty isn't made. It's remembered. This home doesn't tell stories, it keeps them. A soft breeze finds its way in, stirring the lace that spills from the blue table. Lavender sways beside stacked books, and the moment feels suspended. Half dream, half memory. Sunlight glides along the floorboards, touching every woven fiber, every framed flower on the wall. This is what welcome feels like. Gentle, honest, and warm. An old clock murmurs in the corner, its golden hands slow as honey. Time doesn't move here, lingers, as if unwilling to disturb the calm. Beyond the stairs, the world opens wide. fields, sky, and the hush of distant wind. Inside, gingham cushions cradle the quiet, and sunlight writes poetry on the floor. This is home, the kind that keeps your heart when you leave. A dress brushed with morning light, a watering can in hand, the sound of water against leaves fills the quiet room like music for the soul. Beyond the curtain, sunlight spills across the threshold. Lavender leans toward the breeze, and the scent of the garden enters softly, like an old friend returning home. Blue-white gingham, folded blankets and pages left open. A quiet meal waits in the basket, the kind you eat slowly, while listening to the air move through the trees. Wooden crates bloom with life, and the air is heavy with green and gratitude. Somewhere in the stillness, you realize this is what peace looks like when it chooses a home. By the window, a blue gingham cushion waits, thread and needle poised in patience. Outside, the world stirs gently. Inside, time holds its breath. The soft crackle of a record, the scent of flowers drifting in. The door stands open, inviting the garden and the music to meet halfway. Sunlight gathers in corners, woven through wicker and chintz. A cup, a book, a folded blanket, the language of comfort spoken fluently here. Steam curls beneath the lace, and water catches the golden light. Outside, the fields shimmer in stillness, and the house exhales, a hymn to the art of slowing down. A drop of water, a breath of lavender, and the faint hum of evening settling in. Brass and porcelain speak softly, a duet of warmth and memory. Blue chintz curtains fall gently over the window, and the tub, wrapped in candlelight, feels like a pause between two beautiful thoughts. Outside, the world turns slower here. Golden light glides across white tiles. The scent of linen and herbs fills the air. Steam curls into the wooden beams above, a tender echo of everyday grace. Copper taps, blue gingham, a view that belongs only to quiet hearts. The garden presses close against the glass, and everything, the flowers, the stillness, the air, feels gently, perfectly alive. Soft lamplight glimmers across brass and wicker, and the air smells faintly of flowers and wood polish. Each reflection in the mirror feels like memory, tender, unspoken, familiar. Sunlight drips through embroidered lace, warming the copper faucet, turning simple chores into small moments of grace. A fern unfurls beside the glass, its leaves bathed in golden afternoon. The room breathes gently, as if the house itself knows it's loved. Steam curls into the air, not from rush, but from rhythm. Here the past lingers kindly, stitched into fabric, folded into time. Soft lamplight brushes the wooden shelf, catching on jars and dried wheat. The room smells of soap, lavender, and thyme. It's a still life of calm, the poetry of the useful and the loved. Blue gingham flutters softly, flowers spill in color and scent, the cottage exhales, and the day folds into peace. A bench lined with terracotta pots, a watering can, the trace of work well done. It's the kind of mess that means something. A portrait of care, painted in dirt and bloom. Lavender fields hum softly beneath a pastel sky. The old house stands, gentle and unpretending, its windows warm with light. Here every step feels like remembering. Here the light stays a little longer. Blue-white gingham curtains dance with morning light, and the sofa sighs with the softness of time. Wildflowers spill from a glass jar, as if the garden couldn't bear to stay outside. Books stacked like gentle company, and a striped chair by the window, waiting for another slow afternoon. There's a peace here that speaks without words, the kind only old houses know. A basket of wool and hydrangeas rests by the armchair. Colors fade into each other like an old painting. Soft blues and lilacs murmuring of calm days that don't need to be filled to feel whole. Evening settles over a vase of fresh blooms. The room glows, not bright but tender. This is the heart of an English cottage, quiet, imperfect, and full of love that lingers. On the wooden shelf, books wear their faded blues like quiet sky after rain. Lavender rests between them, its scent drifting through the still air. A reminder that beauty doesn't shout here. It lingers softly. Hands smooth a patchwork quilt stitched from memory and moonlight. Blue chintz, cream linen, a whisper of lilac. It's not just fabric. It's time folded neatly. The warmth of mornings that never needed words. By the window, gingham curtains breathe in the light. Teapots wait on the sill, their porcelain blooms mirroring the garden beyond. The wood beneath them carries stories, each scratch, each grain, a love letter to the simple life. Jars line the counter like tiny keepsakes of daily grace. Flour, oats, sugar, and the faint hum of lavender nearby. The air feels warm, lived in, as if even the stillness knows its purpose. Here every blue and white moment belongs to the art of gentle living. The morning drifts in softly, wrapping the cottage kitchen in a blue-white hush. Curtains sway, a teacup glimmers, and the scent of lavender reminds you, this is peace in its truest form. Worn wood, polished by years of use, holds the gentle marks of living well. A bowl of fresh vegetables, a teapot waiting by the stove. Every small thing belongs. Sunlight spills in through leaves and lace, touching every chintz pattern and copper hue. You can almost feel the quiet hum of the day. Content, familiar, endless in its calm. Along the shelves, glass jars glisten like memories, bread grains, tea, simple things that hold the rhythm of daily grace. In this place, nothing is hurried, and every moment feels like home coming back to you. Morning lingers through the old windows, weaving light across a wooden table dressed in blue-white gingham. The china glows softly, and flowers from the garden lean toward the warmth, a still life painted by time itself. In the next room, the bed waits beneath a quilt of faded blues and gentle greens. The air smells of linen, books, and sun-warmed lace. A wicker tray holds a cup, a book, and the comfort of being unhurried. Curtain breathe, its lace edge dancing against the breeze. Lavender and ivy gather near the glass, their reflections shimmering, as if the cottage itself remembers every hand that tended them. Steam curls from a blue chintz cup resting on worn wood. It's quiet now, only the soft tick of a clock, the hush of the countryside beyond. Here in this tender stillness, life feels beautifully ordinary, and the day, reluctant to end, stays just a little longer. Morning finds its way across the quilt, a soft blue tide of linen and calm. The lamp glows beside a small stack of books, and the room feels like it's exhaling peace. The flame flickers gently, casting warmth on chintz and time-worn pages. It's not just light, it's memory glowing quietly, asking for nothing, giving everything. Lavender leans toward the breeze, its petals brushing against pale green paint. Outside, the garden sighs. Inside, the cottage listens. By the doorway, woven baskets and flowers greet the light. It smells faintly of wood, linen, and old summers. Nothing here is perfect, and that's why it feels like home. The day begins softly here. Sunlight resting on blue paint and wild blooms. A lace cloth spills over the edge, and beneath it, wicker baskets breathe the scent of the garden. Nothing is perfect, yet everything belongs. Coats hang quietly, woven hats, a basket or two, and a handful of lavender waiting to dry. It's a space that doesn't ask for notice, simply welcomes, like an old song you remember by heart. The wooden clock hums its slow tune, each tick softened by years of listening. The wallpaper behind it blooms in quiet color, a meadow frozen in time, and somewhere in its rhythm, you hear the house exhale, alive and at peace. Through gingham curtains, the fields stretch wide and golden, wicker linen light, everything touched by the calm of afternoon. A teapot waits on the table, a cushion creased by comfort. This is not a scene to look at, it's a feeling to live in. The morning begins with a quiet pour, water meeting soil, the soft sigh of leaves that have known gentle care. Wicker baskets rest beneath the light, their roots tucked into memory and earth. Here even stillness feels alive. The door stands open to the breeze, curtains drifting like slow conversation. Sunlight lands in warm patches across the floor, and the air smells faintly of herbs and wood. It's the kind of peace that asks for nothing, only to be felt. Blue-white gingham cushions wait by the window, where books, bread, and blooms share the same light. Outside, the garden glows softly green, and inside, the house hums in quiet harmony. It's a small world, but it holds everything that matters. Lavender and basil crowd together in old wooden crates. Their leaves brush against one another. A slow, whispered symphony of growth. The air here feels eternal, as if time paused to listen. And somewhere in this gentle rhythm, you understand, home isn't a place. It's a feeling that blooms quietly, over and over again. Morning rests upon the wooden table, where threads of lilac and blue lie waiting, like soft thoughts half-stitched into being. The lace curtain moves gently with the breeze, and somewhere outside, a bird begins the day with a quiet song. The record turns slow and tender, sending a golden hum into the garden air. Light drifts through open doors, touching wicker, chintz, and folded blankets. The world feels still, as if it's listening too. Woven baskets by the chair, a cup resting beside lavender stems, and the scent of summer weaving through the window. Blue-white gingham softens the edges of sunlight, and everything, absolutely everything, feels enough. Steam curls toward the ceiling, and water shimmers beneath brass and bloom. Outside, the fields stretch wide and golden. Inside, the air is calm and forgiving. You breathe, and the house seems to breathe with you. A quiet duet between soul and place. A single drop of water clings to brass, hesitant, gleaming in the low light. Lavender leans close, its scent curling softly into the air, turning the stillness into something tender. By the window, a porcelain tub waits beneath lace curtains. Candles flicker along the ledge, and time feels suspended, a pause wrapped in warmth and quiet light. Steam rises slowly, gold against the green-painted walls. Neat stacks of towels rest beneath wooden shelves, their fibers holding the hush of early morning. The air hums gently, a song only water knows. Sunlight filters through blue-checked curtains, touching copper taps and blooming lavender. The garden presses close to the glass, its color reflected in every drop that falls. It's here, in the soft hum of the everyday, that peace feels at home. Soft lamps burn low beside the mirror, their glow resting on brass taps and blooming hydrangeas. A wicker basket below holds folded towels, a simple grace in waiting. The room hums in that gentle language only old homes speak. Through lace curtains the world leans in, green, fragrant, alive. Water trickles beneath copper light, and the scent of soap drifts through the air. Even the smallest movement feels like memory, as if love itself lives in every task. A fern stretches toward the window, its shadow trembling over wood and fabric. The colors sage, cream, lilac breathe calm into the day. You can almost hear the soft tick of time, woven through each corner of this room. A floral apron, a slow hand smoothing linen, steam curling softly into the golden air. It's not work, it's ritual, the poetry of care, the art of ordinary life made beautiful. The light falls softly here, over glass jars, dried wheat, and lavender tied with twine. Each jar holds a fragment of daily life, ordinary things made beautiful by care. The air hums faintly of old wood and time well spent. Outside, the flowers lean toward the light, their petals brushing against the blue-checked glass. It's as if the garden and the house are in quiet conversation, two hearts speaking the same gentle language. Along the stone wall, terracotta pots wait in a row. A watering can glints in the afternoon sun. Beside herbs, earth, and a scattering of petals, this is the rhythm of contentment. Not found but tended. Not loud but lasting. Lavender spills along the walkway, its scent rising into the soft gold of evening. The little house stands with its windows aglow, wrapped in vines and quiet memory. You can almost hear it breathe, a sigh of comfort, a whisper of belonging. If you felt a little peace in these walls, if these rooms reminded you of warmth or of someone you love, then this cottage has done its work. Thank you for sharing this quiet hour with me, for seeing beauty not in perfection, but in the stories that stay behind. Gentle pause, faint sound of birds returning to the trees. And as you go, may your own home feel a little softer tonight, a little slower, a little more like you.